Hey you guys, just came out this morning, put a little sold sign here for us, very nice. Thought I'd come out and do a real video of the Destin here and kind of give you guys the first video for your website. There will be many, of course, as we move through the process. You're gonna get lots of education along the way. You and I are gonna communicate, Sharon and you guys are gonna communicate, and it's going to be an awesome experience. So let's go take a look around. You know what the Destin's all about, so we're not going to get too crazy. Floor plan wise, you pretty much know what's going on, but we also know we have a huge nice 3-car garage right here, right? So I want to make this a little more technical. This one's actually fairly far along. We're going to go in the front way here. And of course we got our house wrap on. All the windows will be flashed appropriately, and we'll go over some of that as we need to. So every opening is flashed. Okay, so the flashing tape they have on it, and it's set so water of course doesn't go in or get where it doesn't belong, right? So as we move through the house, we're in framing, but we're actually past framing because Paul's got electrical in, plumbing, AC ductwork, so we're in the roughin stage, and I'm not sure if he's waiting on inspections or what, but the next thing we'll start seeing, they got to get this closed up, so we'll see windows, we'll see doors, we'll see things like that before they can do insulation, sheetrock, things of that nature. Okay, so let's look at a couple things here for our framing video. We'll just call this one big framing video. First thing you'll notice is the frame with the green. Okay, that's part of your termite bonding of the house. It's green because it's colorant put in, but that's a borate solution that they shoot onto the studs about 24 inches up. Okay, and the reason it's got a green tint to it because it's an additive, so the county knows it was done when they inspected for that. Okay, also your bottom plate all the way through the house, anytime there's a wall, the bottom plate is always pressure treated. Termites don't like pressure treated wood. Okay, so that's kind of what we've got going there. That starts the termite bond on your house. All right, so coming into here, you're going to see how we do things with windows. You know, we talk about flashing windows, securing them, that sort of thing. You see that the house wrap that they use, of course, is wrapped all the way around, and then the nail bed on the outside of this window sits over the top of it. I'm going to go back outside and show you that here in a minute. Then the sill is flashed, and it's all done so that you don't have any water intrusion. Okay, and also on the inside, all the gaps here, that'll all be filled with foam. Okay, so the house will be super tight, energy efficient for you guys. Okay, and you also see that when we talk about how strong these new houses are being built, and we start talking about how they sandwich things together. You got 4 2x4s right there, super strong. As it goes up past the window, it comes down to 3, and then of course you got headers over the top. Again, these houses are engineered to about 130 mile-an-hour wind loads. Your window openings, your door openings, your truss system, all of that is engineered to, do what we have to do this, in this area, and this close to the county. I mean, close to the ocean, right? Okay. So another thing you'll see here, inside the wall, your foundation has a footer all the way around it. Well, that footer is about 12 inches deep, and inside the footer that runs the entire perimeter of the house is rebar. And that gives that 12 inches strength so the wall systems can sit on it. But also, when we talk about a house being grounded, that's a ground rod. This is the ground for your entire house. It's connected to here, it's bolted on, and it's part of, so that the footer is actually part of the ground of the house. Okay? So that's what they mean by grounding a house. It's all your cables that make home runs, and telephone lines make home runs to your bedrooms and your living rooms. All that comes up through the attic space. Of course, it makes home runs to each of the rooms. You don't have any digression of signal. Okay. Let's see. Let me go back outside real quick and talk about the windows like I wanted to real quick, and just kind of show you how we do those things around here as well. Hope you guys are doing great this morning. Now, they're not done flashing the windows, of course, but what it is that you'll see that the windowsill, remember on the inside we saw that windowsill that was wrapped with the flashing tape? Well, they do that, then they set the window in, and then they'll come back and flash over the top of all of this. But in behind this, what they call a nail bed, but it's actually they use screws, it's called, commonly referred to as a nail bed, there's a bead of caulk that's also back there. And when they zip that in, that seals up the window as well. So you'll get a lot, you can see some of it right here. See some of us squeezing out right there, but this will all be flash taped, okay? So this will be right and tight, this home, okay? So anytime there's an opening, everything's flashed. All right, so come on, making our way in. We know we got our bedrooms and our central bath, our between these 2 bedrooms. Okay, and we got our bathroom, our bedroom over here. Pretty nothing. And once in a while they'll leave windows out, and the reason they do this is because they got to load the house with sheetrock. All right, and they leave a couple windows out in strategic locations so they can load the house with sheetrock. All right. And you may actually be waiting for some windows. Windows right now are kind of an issue as far as supply chain, so you actually may be waiting on some windows. That may be part of it as well. Okay, so let's see what else. There's all of our air conditioning ductwork in place up there. Okay, that's all R6 insulation on those. Foil wrap for radiant barrier protection, keeps the heat out of that ductwork, and so you don't affect your coolness. Right. You also got a floor receptacle here. Okay, that's going to be very nice for you guys. Let's see, what can we talk about over here on this side and coming into our kitchen area. Okay, of course this is our island area. All of our electrical, plumbing, inbound, outbound lines for all your dishwasher, your garbage disposal, all that stuff. And you'll notice that there's 2 different color wires here. One's yellow. Then you got white, okay? What the yellow is, that's going to be a 20 amp circuit. Your kitchen's going to have probably 2 20 amp circuits built into it. And the yellow is it's a 12, what they call a 12-2 wire. That's a 12 gauge wire, 12-2, a black and a white, a hot and a common, plus a ground. 12-2 with a ground. Okay, I hope that makes sense. It's a 12 gauge wire. It's the thickness of the wire. 2 meaning there's a common and a hot line, white and black, and then a ground, a bare copper ground. So it's 12-2 with a ground. Now, the white will be a 15 amp circuit. This will be here for your dishwasher probably. Okay, that's going to be a dedicated line all by itself, but it's a 14-2 with a ground. That's just different color, but it's 14, so it's a little thinner wire. It only has to be 15 amp circuit, where the 20 amp carries more juice because they got more stuff going on, so that's why I use a little thicker wire. Okay, let's see what else we got here. Oh, then of course we got our 30 amp line. That's for our stove. That's a 30 amp line there. Okay. And we talked about the ice maker in the island, which we know we don't do that, but we do have a connection for your fridge with water, so you can have an ice maker in your fridge. That's what that is. And it will too be on a dedicated line there. Okay. Coming into our little, like we're going out to the garage, we got, this is our 220 for our dryer. Okay. That's a 220. It's about a number 8 wire, big boy. Okay. Then of course we have our washing machine set up here. We have our inbound water, our drain, our receptacle, power, all that stuff. Okay. And the plumbing wise, if you notice, this is a great way to look at the plumbing lines. I want to show you guys some. We use PEX tubing. A lot of the builders starting to use PEX tubing. And what PEX tubing is a heavy, thick-walled, flexible line. It's better in some cases than PVC because they don't have to put as many fittings in it. Okay, so the less fittings you have, because you can kind of turn it around corners, the less fittings you have, the less potential for leaks, right? So that makes sense. Now, this is where your hot water heater is going to go, but this right here is they'll cut this. There'll be a shut-off here, a whole house shut-off, water shut-off. So super, super convenient. If something goes sideways and you got to shut your water off, easy squeezy right there, okay? Back it up, this is where your wash tub's going to go. 2 water lines and a drain line, okay? So that's going to go. Garage door openers will be right there, okay? Buttons for them. This is your breaker panel box. That'll be a 200 amp breaker, 200 amp panel with the breaker on the outside of the house, okay? With the main breaker on the outside of the house, okay? Let's see, let's talk about our truss system here a little bit. How about that? Trusses inherently by themselves individually are not super strong because they're just big, giant things with 2x4s, right? But when you put them all together as a package and they brace them all together, they roof deck it, this structure is super strong. Again, rated for 130 mile an hour with side loads, uplift loads, this is going to do the job. I promise you that. So it's very, very good. These are, like I said, these are all engineered. This is not a willy-nilly scenario here. So look at the framing around your sliding glass door. Lots of sandwich, huge header up there. So strong, strong, strong. What else we got here to talk about? Let's go in here. I think, bathroom's kind of all the same. They put their tub inserts in. And the reason they put up the plastic there is because behind there they've already put in insulation. I don't know if you can see it on the video, the tick of it sticking out up there. They do insulation because they have to do the insulation first before they put the tub in. So that gets done right away. Then of course the rest of the exterior walls get insulated here, and that's probably coming up, fairly shortly, as soon as he gets the house totally what they call dried in with all the windows and everything, so they can make sure the insulation doesn't get wet. Okay. And then when we get to that point, we'll go over how they vent the attic spaces. I'll show you all the baffles, but we'll get to that point when we see the insulation going in for you guys. Okay. Paul Masters is probably one of the best builders or superintendents, and they have some really good ones. D.R. Horton. Paul Masters is definitely on my top 2 or 3 of folks we work with on a regular basis. I got a couple other folks that we really like too, but Paul he's been doing this a long time. You are in very good hands. They're very, very good hands. All right, what can we talk about here in our master bedroom? We know we got a tray ceiling all built into the truss package. That's going to go around. That'll be very nice. Air conditioning systems. Let's talk about. This is a great place to talk about what the air ducts look like. We know the air ducts are in the attic space, right? We have, on an air conditioning system, you have supply and you have return. Supply means it supplies the room with air or heat. Return means it returns the air to the unit to be, serviced and sent back out again, right? The reason we have supplies and returns in both rooms, both of them in one room, is because our air conditioning systems these days are pretty much passive air conditioning systems. Back in the old days, you guys might remember that when you had a door that was just open a little bit and the air conditioning system kicked on, it would slam the door shut. It's because it would pressurize the room, or or depressurize the room, I guess you might say. This way, it doesn't do that. It keeps air circulating. All the rooms are like that throughout the whole house, and it keeps air circulating, so it keeps it cool and they want air moving at a certain, again, all engineer systems, they want the air moving at a certain speed, certain temperature, taking certain humidity out of the house, leaving certain humidity in the house. It's all done by design. Okay. And we'll go over all of that as we get further into it and we do our home orientations and stuff like that. So not a big deal there. Also, your shower. This will be a nice shower for you guys. And you notice that the shower is set down. This will all have a mud bed and it'll all be tiled and all that stuff will go on. But anytime you have a shower like that, the code says you have to capture water in case you have an issue. So that's why they're always low like this. Okay. So if there's something happens in here where the shower springs a leak or what have you, it stays in there. Captures the water. They don't want it going all over your house. Okay. I don't think you want it going all over your house either. What else can we talk about? Let's see. And every bedroom will be braced for fans. Your living room will be braced for fan. Your lanai will be braced for fan. That's a fan box up there. Okay. So everywhere you'll want to put a fan, you'll have the ability to put fans. Okay. Those are pendant light boxes. There'll be pendant light over the island. The ability to put pendant lights over the island. What else can we talk about? This is a shear wall. So inside we got it's what they call a shear wall. And every once in a while, or not every once in a while, but every house, but they'll be in different locations. I guess I misspoke. Depending on the engineering of the particular home and the floor plan. That is a wall that helps stabilize the house. That'll all be sheetrocked over, but it helps stabilize the house in heavy side loads. So that's part of the engineering of the framing of the house. So again, another way to protect you in high winds, right? So I think, and let me turn around real quick. This right here is where the Destin shines. This right here. Huge, huge open space. So many things you can do with this. I've seen, of course, sorry about that, my camera blipped out. Seen people use it as a sitting area, dining area. You got your cafe, you get your kind of cafe dining space over there too. So much stuff you can do here, it's crazy. Lots of big space. Okay, let's see, what else can we talk about here? Let's take a little walk over to the garage. Let me see if I can find something there to talk about. I think we covered a lot of stuff here. I think we covered a lot of stuff. I think that's really it. This is where your garage door opener cables, for the for the remotes for the garage door openers. All right, guys, I think we covered quite a bit. All right, I want you guys to have a fantastic day. Anytime in our videos you see questions, you see something you have a question on, always text me. If I don't know the answer, I can usually answer most things, but if I don't, I'll get a hold of Paul or find somebody that can answer a question. And this is going to be a great journey. Your only job in here is to enjoy the time. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Enjoy your time. This is going to be awesome. We're going to have a great time doing this, and I promise you we're going to take great care of you. Paul, Mike, we're all going to take really good care of you as one giant team, and we're going to keep moving, okay? All right, have a great day. Thanks.